We wake up, covered in blood, but not our own. It'll be our turn soon. Everything I try gets me more stuck. He has an answer for any way I try to escape. The TV's blare, worsening our headache, from the constant thrashing of a hammer to the skull we just experienced. But they're not my concern, probably just replaying the same shit they always do. God's sacrifice. God needs a sacrifice. We need to be that sacrifice to meet God. I need to get out of here and stay out of the house. If only I hadn't fallen asleep. If only we hadn't stopped. It's hard for me to sleep.
Sleeping most of the trip.
Brendan's always put me before himself.
You know I hate road trips.
Are we nearly there yet?
That's okay. Sleep all you want. I'm going to stop soon for a bathroom break.
We softly close our eyes and attempt to put our head in a position where it's nice and comfy, trying to forget about the nightmare we just had and the humdrum of daily life we're going back to. I miss our holiday already. Once Brendan gets his career in cybersecurity going, and I make it as a painter, we can live a holiday for the rest of our lives.
I'm going to pee. I'll be back.
Oh, fell asleep quicker than I thought. How long have I been out?
Brendan?
How is he not back yet? I feel fully rested. It must have been a while. We close the car door and go to check on him. This feels weird. But he's not here. The cubicle, as expected, is empty as well. His ID. We hurry through the area trying to spot any glimpse of him. Surrounded by some industrial estate, we only come across a note. I have no time for this right now. We come across a dog.
Hi, boy. Where did you come from? Are you lost? Yeah, me too.
Someone's luggage. Is this the dog owner's car? I immediately widen my senses as I step through. I've never been in a corn maze before, and this definitely wouldn't be my go-to place if I wanted to try. It's actually endless. The dog signals at something. Maybe he's catching a scent of his owners. Abandoned again. All their stuff spewed out like it's trash. Joanna. Another building. The lights are on. Finally, someone. He, likes his flamingos. The door's already open. This feels weird again. Abandoned as well. I shouldn't explore. What is that dog whining about? Oh my god.
Don't worry. I'll get you out of there.
It's got a vice grip on it. I just remembered. Isn't this dog meant to follow his owner's scent? Is the owner... Striking pain. I can't move. My stomach. What did he do to me? We've been stuffed in a cage.
It's not selfish. There is a world that we envision for ourselves. Perhaps that.
He's gonna come back. I'd rather die than find out what he wants from me. My head throbs as we inspect the place.
Can help us create that perfect world.
I could bend the cage here to escape. I wince as a dull pain radiates from my fingers.
In a divine understanding.
I start to make a move, with no real goal in mind. Just pure, nervous energy. That's probably not the best idea. This is uncomfortable. A lamp, made of flesh.
Thank you, valued customer, for your purchase. The brand new lock has a preset code which cannot be changed. We would advise storing this paper so you will always have your combination.
Oh shit. We're about to dart back into our cage and pretend to be asleep until I'm reminded that the whole side has been torn open. It's a game of cat and mouse, circling back whatever side he wants to turn towards. What am I actually doing here? If only I hadn't fucking slept, then we would be fine. We'd be resting happily at home. That man can't live here, surely. He has to go at some point. What if he just got the wrong person? What if he just mistook me for someone else? A tripwire set off the alarm. The clanks of his boots calmly patrol the house, to the point where silence isn't comfortable. Sharp knives dig into my ankle. This can't be happening. There is no way this is happening. I just need to leave. I need to leave. No, it can't be.
The lock's code is 4362. Please contact us if you have any issues. Telephone hours are from 8 PM to 4 PM weekdays, and we are closed on weekends. Thank you again and enjoy your new lock.
A screwdriver. I know where we can use this. It'll take too long to screw the vent door back on. We just need to get out. Wait, That's the room we were in before we went to the basement. There's something there. No. Quickly mentally resetting myself, we make a break for the front door. Of course it's locked, but we see someone. Is she real? Hiding in a wardrobe is my fucking safety, God. I shake as a million questions cycle in my head. But the rising one above all is what's gonna happen to us. And when. Fly, bumping into walls, trying a new direction at random. It's easier to phase out, to move but not think. Down in the basement is where everything starts to kind of make sense, but I'll get to that later. People often think that in these types of situations, the superhero in you will come out. They're wrong. It's the fear that takes over, the pathetic kind. The kind which tells you, don't fight back, because if you lose, they'll make it more painful for you. They're new. Massive weight lifts off my shoulders as we enter the light. I need to find a house key, a front door key, and leave and never come back. But it's not to be found anywhere. There's no house phone either to call the police. That was close. We can hide under beds and tables, but we still have to be wary of the security around this place. There's not many places to hide. That's when I see something of use, but there's a small window to grab it. A fucking rock. That's when I catch it. The reflection on his belt. He has the front door key. The front door key's on his belt. That's impossible to get. The stench of rotten chicken invades us the further we go in this room. But every kitchen has a back door, right? Of course. We make our way back upstairs, clearly just in time, as the splatter of flesh says he's back in the kitchen. We loom back and forth in this empty vault, hoping we can sneak through the cracks somewhere and leave. Looking at the tripwire gives me an idea. We can't activate the security because it lures him, but what if we want that? While he's distracted looking for us, we sneak up from behind, yank the key and run. I don't think he's coming. He doesn't care about us being free. He's already lost interest. We need to get spotted. It's been a day. Half a day of sleeping, yet I feel more exhausted than ever. We plucked the door pins out of the handles. They're already tampered with, as if someone before us had deformed them to not fit properly. It then occurs to me, why didn't we die? He has no problem brutifying people, so why have we woken up? It sounds stupid, but it's beginning to set that we're here, that we're trapped here and no one's coming to help. We need to examine every part of this house under the rule of that butcher and find the cracks that he's too chaotic to patch up. Our stuff has been taken. Where would my fucking screwdriver be? As we maneuver around everything the butcher has placed, we take a sharp left and left again to the basement. If I needed a makeshift screwdriver, where would I look? My stuff, no touch. We stuff ourselves behind the door, but he draws towards the A burning, nasty, sticky gas fills the air. His cries stop. It's one ploy after the other with this fucking butcher. The fumes aren't stopping. Something's helping them flow. The button. Well, we figured out what the button is for. It was always obvious, but now that I think of it, nothing here is actually designed to help us. A note sits in these vents. It's very dusty. Feels like I've been locked in this house for weeks, but it's only been a few days. I'm losing track of time. I hear wailing coming from under the house. What is he doing down there? I can't be thinking about that. There were tunnels down there. Looked like they went on forever. I tried to escape, but he caught me with that damned radar. He locked me back upstairs, but I saw where he keeps the radar. Locks it in the closet. The combination was 5291. Can't forget that number. Gonna try to escape again tonight. I wonder if he managed to escape. Probably not. Otherwise these people would be in jail by now. 5291. He's always a step ahead. Turning on the gas to flush me out the vent, then placing a trap on where I was meant to drop was a very attentive move. It's almost like he enjoys this fatal game of cat and mouse. I'm currently trying to do the same. His behavior must have a pattern. His radar. And my stuff. We also find a note from someone that we'll read soon. He's strict on keeping us in, but we have some time before he finds his radar stolen. Or not. He drops a trap, then leaves. We carefully unscrew the vent and crawl inside. The sound of security lingers. I hope they aren't installed here. I know better than to crawl through that and burn my wounds even further. The passageway comes to a dead end. The other side is in the kitchen. Going back to the note, the wailing downstairs. The only downstairs I've seen is the basement, but there's no tunnels, and the butcher doesn't spend much of his time there. Unless there's another downstairs, below the basement. Maybe if we can get there, wherever there is, might have resources we can use to get out. Resources he wants far out of our grasp. As that hot, sticky gas once again swarms us, we do a U-turn to turn it off. Started to figure out where we like to hide. Every time we get an advantage in this house, it's only a matter of time until he robs that from us. Everything is on a countdown here. I'm starting to wonder if the hammer is just a cave his head in. I'm trying to envision it, but all I envision is my body on the floor, headless, in the kitchen. That's when I remember the screwdriver. I can use it to disassemble traps. We don't stand a chance against that camera. He stomps towards the kitchen. The screwdriver disassembles something. I wonder if the hammer can disassemble something he places. We jump back as a red light heads towards us. Is that the granny? Yes, it is. She sits there, staring, resting. I don't know. I wonder who she was before she became a vegetable. The butcher's mother, sister. Maybe she was someone like me, but suffered paralysis after an injury or being tortured long enough. And now the butcher just wants her around. Either way, she's important enough to be cared for, if that's even the right word. He doesn't abuse her, which is commendable. Fucking hell, my perception of reality has become so distorted. As the sound of the granny fades in the distance, I prepare to make another move. The red light still lingers. It was a fucking alarm. It wasn't there before. The butcher not only actively sets up traps, but security as well. I'm walking on eggshells. Each one that breaks sends the butcher into a manic state. But for every step I take, more and more eggshells drop around my feet. Another one didn't make it. Her gun. This guy had a gun and still couldn't struggle free. There's a closet to our right. It has more nails and boards, which we go to remove. I double take the bed. It's been flipped over from when we got caught. The more we run, the less we can hide. It's becoming discouraging to use what we have to our advantage. The vents, dismantling traps, and now hiding spots all have a trade-off, exhausting us and our resources, catching us in a cycle of a slow but surely to happen death. We barely manage to heave ourselves out that vent and land on the floor. Our next course of action is to rip those nails out the floor, but he's hell-bent on staying there. The hole leads to a dark, shady creek in between the upper and lower floor. On the other side, barrels, an unlimited supply of food and water. A meaty, sour smell radiates this room. We find a series of rooms and locked doors from here. Which the butcher can also get to. If only he dropped that key. Fucking rats. We find a drain cleaner in the drawer. Something tells me to inspect every sink. My head. The throbbing is driving me crazy. As time goes on, and the more injuries we sustain, the worse our condition becomes. There's something in the sink, and this will drain it to the end of the pipe downstairs. We sneak into the bathroom downstairs first. We find something, but it's not exactly what we're looking for. The only other thing here is a cage, which we need a hex key for. Whatever was in that sink isn't here. Maybe the basement. There it is, the hex key. We use it to try and unlock all these doors, but it's too complicated to unlock with just this. However, there was another place this could be used. We carefully trace out the pins, rotating the paperclip to feel out the shear line. It's not a tough lock, but a paperclip isn't the best application for this. Nonetheless, we get it. Rubbing alcohol. We need to drop something, but I'm not sure what's useful or not anymore. As useful as the radar is, it won't help us in our final goal of getting out. I think it has to go for now. We narrowly escape into the hidey hole, intimidated by the shrieks and whines of the butcher not being able to grab us in time. The gas affects this place too. Ah, this bitch. The butcher is not tolerating any more bullshit. He flicks the gas back on, trying to flood us back out of the place we came, waiting for us to poke our heads out. We have to take the long way, but there's not much time. He's completely determined at this point, closely tailing us with every effort we make to get away. Press that button in time.
Brothers and sisters, children of faith.
We wake up, however our mind is still reliving the brutal beating we just received. Our body acting accordingly.
Anger doesn't have to be something that you lose yourself.
We twist the rusty lock which unlatches the door, leading us to the basement, easily being able to get our stuff back. I know what we have to do next, but we can't get caught again. Security cameras. I'm sure the hammer can smash it to bits, if only I could fumble through my belt fast enough to get it. We try to destroy it, but it doesn't affect it in the slightest. For such a run-down house, these are absurdly powerful cameras. I creep a bit too far and lose my balance. I pause once more with false hope and try to destroy it. Stupid, I know, but there's far too much fucking anything to try anything. We need to get to that cabinet, yet all the butcher wants to do is slash his devices into the corpse's organs. Oh, he's gonna turn on the gas. He correctly predicts where we get flushed out from. He's growing smarter, and is aware that we've exhausted all our options. He now wears a bone-white tuxedo, as if he's prepared to feast. Is that what all this is about? Cannibalism? Every corner of this house is unsafe. It's become unhideable. All we can do is run. He leaves the house. This is our chance. We soak the rope with the rubbing alcohol and set it alight. He keeps his wire cutters here. We also quickly wrap the bandages around our wounds. Our condition is the worst it's ever been, and I only have a day until... Oh, the fucking alarms! We skip over another tripwire and duck under another security camera. And that's when one last idea hits me. It worked. We need to take them all down. If I get a fist to the back of my head one more time, I'm gonna faint. And at this rate with the cameras, that's how it's gonna be. It's this one and the dining room one that causes the most problem. The tripwire. Surely we can cut the tripwire too. We cautiously crouch over, avoiding any surprises. It worked. Finally, the basement, where we actually need these cutters. The electricity box. Ventilation fan. What does that mean? It has no more power. We push ourselves in between the metal framing and carry on. Whatever room this place leads to, best hope there's an unchained window.
Haha, very funny. Let me out of here.
Brendan.
I'm serious. It's gone too far.
I completely forgot about Brendan.
No, don't do this. Just let me go. I won't tell anybody. Please let me go. You're sick.
Brendan. I want to see him. butcher walks away. I never really realized what he was doing. Brendan. I want to kill him. But how? There's nothing I can do.
Convenience store abductions baffle police. Okay, no one expects a slow, regular night at work when you're on the late shift. The real weirdos tend to show up at night, is something I've commonly heard from graveyard shift workers. But there is also a certain calmness and certainty in those weirdos. We are now seeing the darker side of these late night travelers showing up, and more obvious than ever. 2 nights ago, at the shop stop on the rural stretch of St. Melbourne in northern Custer County, Marvin Delaney, 26-year-old clerk and college student, was abducted at about 2 a.m. Security footage of the attack was recovered, though the assailant and their means of escape were not captured on film. It appears that about 1:48 a.m., Delaney was shown on camera in a state of distress, watching the front of the store closely before being attracted to the back office, where she was cornered and assaulted by a large man wielding what appeared to be a mallet. The attack was swift, though Delaney still appeared conscious after multiple attacks to her head and chest. The assailant was only seen for small glimpses of the security camera recording, but local police and state officers are taking this attack with severe scrutiny, attempting to follow up on any leads in Delaney's activities that may have responded in such a brutal and flagrant assault. With no family or close friends to provide any additional information, progress in this investigation is slow, but scrupulous. There are many, however, that believe that this assault and kidnapping bears a striking resemblance to the similarly unexplained disappearance in March of this year in Blaine County. Alicia Sanchez, age 19, disappeared during a similarly late shift at a convenience store, though with no security footage to explain her location later in the night, and no signs of forced entry. Whether or not this is another piece in a more dire series of crimes, or just an act of random violence, it leaves a grim impression on this line of work, and we can only hope that leads become more apparent and for the safe return of Marvin. Anyone working in this similar position may be wise to work with other staff as often as possible, and to report any odd occurrences or threatening persons that may be on the scene. Please, be careful.
The butcher keeps documents and all the news reports made on him, as if they're some kind of trophy. I wonder if Delaney is still here. A meat scale, one which needs to hold a certain amount of flesh. That shouldn't be too hard to find in this house. We tear the nails off the planks, thinking about Brendan, about Delaney, about everyone else here. Everywhere we go doesn't lead outside. It's starting to sink in that my entire life has led to becoming another missing person case. We should run. What if my purpose here isn't to leave. The butcher has lived in his sick delusion unbothered for so long. And it's gotten Brendan killed, like that. So many innocent people murdered for no reason, and there's no justice, no closure. I'm gonna stay in this house. Stay until I blow Granny's brains out, and then he'll be there crying over her lifeless, worthless body. I'll make him lose all of this, one by one, until he's chained up in his own house, bleeding to death. I'll torment him, making him reflect on the sadistic abuse he put everyone else through. We break the scale, and the gear pops out of place. We put it in the broken clock and start spinning. I'm still terrified of him coming. We go back to the clock to find a new passage, a totally sealed off part of his house. It's like the corn maze. We've climbed up many stairs to get to this wooden, barren corner of the house. We're in the attic. Barbed wire. We'll shred our skin open trying to get to the other side. Luckily, I found this plank in the van. I see why the butcher keeps this place closed off. It's his grungy, grimy hideout. For someone like him, I wouldn't be surprised if this place is his release, and the place where he plays puppet master, where he makes sure everything and anything can go wrong for anyone who tries to leave. His place of worship, his treasure stash. When moving the cupboard out the way, we find another key. The temptation to just leave is overwhelming. We crouch into the entrance. Another fan. Dead. Where will this vent take us this time, is the only question going in my mind. Whatever this place holds. We're outside. We ease onto the sensitive metal framing of a roof, crouching our knees in accordance to gravity pulling the rest of us down, to create no noise. Is this really it? The same crucified red windows radiate from inside.
Help me.
Her legs are bloody and broken. We go to picklock the door.
Help me. What can I do? Please. I'm starving. Let me see if I can find food.
Food from that room earlier.
Please. Help me too.
The butcher keeps all his victims here for an amount of time. Why was I not put here?
The dog can't see, but he can hear everything. Be very careful.
A dog. The butcher mutilates another victim until she's too hurt to make noise. Then drags her away. I wonder how long Brendan was here for.
Oh God, thank you! We need to find somewhere to hide.
Let's help these lot first.
Thank you. Don't let the bad man find us, please.
So many people. I wonder which one was Delaney. We opened the shed for people to hide in and to dig around further. The butcher's angry. That's something we did. We're able to turn the well and don't stop until we reach the end. A valve. Where could we use a valve? We make our way back into the house. I'm familiar with the layout, but I'm stumped on where to use this. The granny. This butcher has taken everything away from me. He doesn't give a fuck for how many people he hurts and kills. She said he had a dog too. Where's that dog? We've been to the top of the house, but in the note he spoke about wailing. Wailing underground. We scramble in the vent because it's the only place I can imagine that links to that pipe. But as expected, the butcher turns on the gas. We make a U-turn to turn it back off, praying his screams don't come from near the exit. He's gonna be so determined to kill us ever since Granny got shot. Feelings mutual. This sound. That's what the valve turned off. It takes us to a lab. Fuses. This is the control room. This was what kept us trapped for so long. And with that, we turned the power back on. There's no turning back now. This is the backbone to his scheme. A rotten, putrid smell coats this entire place. We shouldn't turn the light on here. The sound of wet, slobbery mouths walk past us behind this wall. Footsteps. That's not the butcher. We continue up the corridor. The smell is the worst here. What is it? The dog. Was this the butcher's motives all along? Feeding humans to animals? This is the entire reason he hasn't been caught. Nobody has ever been recovered. They've all been stewing away in some pig's stomach. They all disappear here when they die. There's nowhere to hide. So close, yet so far. My stomach. He thought we were dead. Gather our stuff. We need to move. We squeeze through the grime and pigs trying to find an escape. They're always bigger than I imagined. If we get caught again, I don't think the butcher will make the same mistake twice. Hiding behind the pig, praying it doesn't freak out. We need to go where the butcher came from. Like when we first woke up in the house, everything here is locked. We find a slope upstairs. No here. I have to test something. The dog is blind. It can only hear. I'm not sure what to look for anymore. Our vent. This is our shelter for safety. Our eyes. There's another place too, completely flooded, probably from being unmanaged for so long. What even is this place? The butcher did not excavate this all by himself. What was here before him? Computer we can turn on. I don't want noise to start playing, so I'll hold that off for now. Opening all the drawers we can, we find a note, but more importantly, a pump room key. We unlock the pump room door.
Don't bother trying. The goddamn water pump is clogged again. The whole floor is almost flooded this time. Rick swam down there yesterday to unclog the drain but didn't finish. You have to clear both of the fucking drains or the pump won't operate. I've about had it with this shit and I'm not going down there. You guys deal with it.
the water should now flow. Who is Rick? And why is this place... why does it exist? I mean, big, rusty warehouses, bunker landings, research and security rooms, all abandoned but still working. It doesn't.
Don't worry. I'll get you out.
It's too late.
Don't say that.
You have to stop the demon downstairs. You have to destroy this entire facility.
What are you talking about?
Just listen. I am out of time. Shut down the reactor. It'll cause a meltdown, but it'll kill that thing and wipe this evil place off the planet. You'll understand everything soon. There are 2 shutdown keys somewhere. You can get the code.
2 shutdown keys needed to blow this place up. I know I was on about revenge, but what have we gotten ourselves into? Fucking demons downstairs. Something obviously took place here and fucked all the operations up beyond repair. But where does the butcher's role lie in all of this? He couldn't have just stumbled on this. A multi-million-dollar secretive underground operation team wouldn't just let anyone come across this. He helped make this. The dog spots us. Can he go through the vent? The drain pipe works and clears out the lower floor for us. How much deeper does this thing go? Exploring this place only gives us more of an idea of how big and expensive this all is. I mean offices, like workplaces with cubicles, organized in assorted file holders next to computer machines. It's a completely opposite tone to the butcher's uncared for house. Entire food services, canteens for the staff while more staff serve the food. This program was big and dedicated. But dedicated to what? This demon downstairs? Is that metaphorical? Was he talking about the butcher? The only way to save the world is to blow myself up. We are so far down underground already. If we were to follow what he said, it's gonna cost us our life. I didn't mean to do that. It takes so long to reload this pistol. Okay, he doesn't die, but it still hurts him. That's good to know, but we need to get out of it. We sneak down the passage. When a noise backs us into a room, some safe room. What is that noise? An operations disc.
On October the 24th of 1981, Project Jolly experienced complications that unfortunately ended in the death of one of our security personnel. Mr. Harold Gustine suffered a mental health crisis in which critical equipment was destroyed, as well as many test subjects mutilated. After several minutes, Mr. James McGannon fired the shot that put down Mr. Gutstein. This was a tragic but isolated incident, as Mr. Gutstein was never an overall threat to security. The Gutstein family have been notified of this situation, and his remains are to be stored in the walk-in freezer while we retain an indefinite lockdown during this critical phase of research.
So, why am I telling you this? There's something scribbled on the back.
That son of a bitch smashed the operations disk before we shot him. Good thing the systems are fully automated, but we needed that disk to make adjustments. old backup kept in a secure storage on B2. Someone better bring it up here soon because I need to shut down the HVAC system to do any maintenance on the elevator.
It's too wet to use. I'll short-circuit the computer. No wonder this place was hidden. Big lab equipment, people going psycho, and test subjects. One big illegal scheme. What if Mr. Gutstein isn't actually dead? What if he can't die to gunfire, and he became the butcher to keep mutilating people? His strength, endurance, managing to overthrow this entire facility. A blue key with a note.
I'm hiding in the animal cages. Everyone I trust is dead. I flooded B2 to slow down the scientists and guards, but I didn't have time to grab the system's operations disk. I'm the last one left. The only person that can stop this thing they've created. I could have stopped it months ago if I'd known what the machines were for, but I'm just a janitor. You can't blame just me. We all trusted Dr. Tambor. I can't give up. I don't have the option to just walk away anymore. I have the shutdown key, but I need to turn off the damn fan to sneak downstairs. The vents and the elevator are the only ways down there, and the elevator is guarded. I'm getting desperate.
Everything is starting to feel more real. There's something with us that drives people crazy. Something so powerful that a huge secret society have sworn to either try and contain it or destroy it. But we have the first of two keys. This PC's security system is a fucking sliding puzzle. Two sides of my head are pulling me apart. On one hand, this thing that exists somewhere, the demon downstairs, is real. Many people, mainly lower down the ladder, have tried to stop whatever's going on from happening. The people at the top, scientists, managers, didn't care about the catastrophe that was about to ensue. Something about their status. Something about their status guaranteed that they'd be well protected no matter what, while the rest suffer and survive for themselves. The only person that's guarding that reality right now is a demented fucking psychopath butcher, Mr. Gutstein, who I don't think cares to save the world. We are the only ones who can end this, but it's gonna be a violent and hazardous death, which leads me to the other hand. Is it really worth going out like this? Like, really? We were just on our way home from a vacation. I got revenge killing Granny, but you always need more. More and more until you fuck yourself over too. I'm not meant to play hero. But the truth is, I don't know why I'm debating this. The door out of this bunker is locked anyway. We will die here, one way or another. We might as well take everything out with us. The butcher can turn on the gas here too, rendering our hiding spot to be pretty fucking useless. There's no button to turn it off this time. We're caught in a weird position, trying to balance our time between staying in the gas and staying with the butcher. He's coming. If I don't find bandages, I'll die for good this time. We slowly managed to piece a picture together through recognizing patterns of how things fit. The notes talked about an elevator we have to go down, which we don't have a key for. However, if we can shut down this HVAC to the machine, the fan will stop and we can enter through the back. Shit. We execute the program, stopping the fan and disabling the gas, leaving quickly as the sounds of heavy machinery approaches from the distance. I have a feeling that once we go down, that's it. There's no getting back up. We wait for the right time to drop, whatever that means. As the walls drag upwards, my mind goes to all sorts of places about how this downstairs will look like. My stomach violently pulsates the closer we get to the sound. Like it's trying to reject something. That's the thing. That's the demon. A high-budget, resource-heavy research facility. I want to describe my surroundings, or I don't even know what half this shit is. The same brainwashing strategies were used here. That's where the butcher got his inspiration from. Multiple TVs, playing on replay until you cope. If they're being used down here, fortified behind cages and cells, that means they were trying to break the test subjects. But to do what? The cheap, foldable tables squared around the room, with uncomfortable low-end seats guaranteed to make your back hurt. We're in a meeting room. The dog's nearby. I tense as he grumbles from the other side of the wall. It's with us. He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. In our effort to hide from the butcher, we discover where the test subjects or low-skill staff were kept. Could the TVs have been the test? Or at least a part of it? Like this place was researching some sort of deformed, brainwashing mind therapy. Nah, now that I think about it, this is far bigger than mind therapy. It's just another piece to this puzzle, another tool which adds their goal of containing this thing on the floor with us. Is this thing the cause of everyone's stomach issues? In the note I took from the warehouses, it says how the old owner of this building died to radiation exposure. Our stomach condition has worsened the longer we've been here. The pain has become a constant buzz which I'm now used to, but something is wafting from this place. Something which your body does everything to reject. Does this thing produce that? In one of the rooms we find someone's diary, but more importantly, the second key. We just have to find the heart of this place.
Brothers and sisters, children of faith, do you ever feel angry? Now, anger can be overwhelming for many, and this is truly a human state that you find yourself in. However, anger doesn't have to be something you lose yourself to. Like all the things we experience in the imperfect world, it can be a tool. In this segment, I will show you how to utilize this powerful tool. I will shape it into something productive, something that will both strengthen you and your faith. Perhaps you could even use it to help others to find the perfection we're all slowly developing. And what is more noble than showing the misguided the perfection they can hope to obtain? It's up to you to show the world its imperfections. Only through that can we hope to fix them.
We drop through layers of crawl spaces, my fingers tracing the lining of the metal towards another gap. Idle lights and complicated screens assort themselves around us. We are at the core. We make our way downstairs, past the reactor, and investigate the lower room. It's more or less identical. So this is what it takes to contain that creature. We insert the first key and make our way to the other room. This will need to be activated. Hot, foggy fire erupts from every creek and crevasse of this place, reminding me that burning alive is fucking painful. Us having to save the fucking world. What was I thinking? I should have left in the garden when I had the fucking chance. We scram as I try to find any way out and far, far away from here. My first day went better than I expected. I miss my wife and daughters already, but I met a couple of guys in the same department as me, and we've been swapping information and getting to know each other. They have an event planned for after hours tonight. Something about poker and smoking in the kitchen while others are sleeping. So far, the job seems much easier than the description. I'm excited, to say the least. Other than that, things ran smoothly throughout the day. The tests seem to have made great progress towards the overall project, and the hypothesis seems to be conclusive. I think I'll like being here. After all, it's nice to be able to feel as if you can trust your co-workers. 12th of October. The past couple of weeks were much calmer and uneventful compared to today. There hasn't been much to write about, and I still miss my girls, now more than ever. On the other hand, the major difference between the last few weeks are the noises coming from the bottom levels. It sounds like animals are screaming and being tortured. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight with the thought of their screeching traumatizing my mind. I spoke with the guard watching over those floors, and he told me I didn't have the proper authorization to enter, although I'm not sure I'd want to in the first place. Regardless, I've grown considerably close with the other guards over the last few weeks. Their names are Jim, Marcus, Angelo, and Raphael. Marcus seems very opinionated, while the others seem to be more submissive to our work. Marcus has told me multiple theories he has on what's happening on the lower levels. He said he's had insomnia since the first week. He seems trustworthy enough, but I don't know how much of what he says could possibly be true. 30th of October. It's starting to look bad for all of us. They said they've been making progress with the tests they've conducted thus far, but I don't believe them. Angelo hasn't been seen in the last 2 days, and I have a definite feeling that he's gone missing. He was one of our few guards, and a part of the men I played cards with. He was one of my closer friends during my time here. The other night, he told me he hasn't been able to sleep because of the noises coming from the lower levels, as if the screams occupied so much of his mind to the point where he couldn't think straight. It was all he could hear. I've been forced to listen to them every night as well. Marcus has come up with his own ideas on what's happening to Angelo, of course. He says they could have taken him in as a test subject, which is the last thing I want to believe. If they're conducting their research on human subjects, then I want nothing to do with this organization. I don't want to become a victim in this sick game they're playing. I wish they would forget about the experiments and let us go home, because most of us are terrified with what will happen next. We're fucked. I know we are. We're under a security lockdown for God knows how long or why, and nobody is allowed to leave. I tried calling Jenny, but the phone lines are on closed loop. Jim seems to have started to lose his mind already, talking about the different types of dreams he's been having, where he envisions the world being consumed by some abhorrent monster, one that our lab created. Still, I've yet to see what they're doing in the bottom levels, and the screaming hasn't stopped. If anything, it sounds more human than animalistic. I don't want to believe that they're experimenting on people like me in the basement. I can't talk to anyone other than those who are around me. I don't even trust them right now. I can't take it. Everyone is acting crazy and unlike themselves. No one trusts each other, and most of us are losing our minds being kept in captivity. I don't want to lose my mind.
1 minute until meltdown.
We're running low on supplies, and I'm out of smokes. My head has been pounding for the past week. I feel like I can barely breathe in this place. I need to go home to Jeannie. Even with the sounds emerging from the bottom floors, I can't stop thinking about my girls and going home. I'm growing anxious sitting around here and waiting for answers that will probably never come. Angelo never turned up, and I haven't seen Jim in almost 3 days. I'd like to believe they've found some way to escape, but I can't begin to think of how.
30 seconds until meltdown.
I refuse to be locked up like cattle. I don't think I can take it anymore, and there's no more time to wait. Tonight, finding a way to the bottom floors, and I will pave a way out of this place if I have to.
10, 9.
Everything lights up.
I think she's coming out of it. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? We don't know your name. You've been in a coma for the past few days. There was a major accident. Can you speak? Don't worry about it now. You need to rest. We have you scheduled for surgery tomorrow. Get some rest, and you'll be back to your normal self in about a week.
But I don't feel any pain. It's easy to sleep. It's really easy. Are we nearly there yet? My stomach. The demon downstairs. My stomach, my head, doesn't hurt anymore. In fact, I feel strong, clear-headed. stronger than ever. Is this hell? Nah. We're under the curse of that demon. It was never contained, it just gave off that illusion. That's why the entire bunker was overrun. But I thought we killed it. We also find a note from someone that we'll read soon. For the longest time I've been walking through this duty like some kind of waking nightmare. After a while, maybe too long, I started to understand the, let's say, value of this work. It helped me see. It helped me feel. If only you could feel what it makes me feel. The truth it has shown me cannot be denied. Every bit of flesh I bring lets it show me more. All I want is to allow it to grow. Grow. And show us all its truth. Stay Out of the House is considered to be one of Puppet Combo's best games, and I can see why. They really went all out in this game, adding many features and puzzles, many of which relate to the Butcher. He has a plan for every different approach you take, ramping up the traps, the security, permanently flipping over hiding spots, making them redundant, flushing you out of vents and trying to predict which spot you'll pop out. He can even get impatient and will immediately flip the gas back on if your first response is to turn it off. All of this makes you unconfident and hesitant to try anything. Your curiosity will kill you. You will be punished for your innovation, however punished harder if you stay rigid on a specific playstyle. Leaving an area he's not in means that he's going to be in the area you're walking towards. The raw scream and thrashing atmospheric backdrop already starts playing in your head before he's even there. Like your brain trying to protect you from the fear of getting caught, by making you feel that fear first. It all started when he first worked for the CFV. Whether he willingly applied or was brainwashed into the fascination behind their goals and ideology is unclear. But he was definitely there, contributing to the cause. The game doesn't make it clear what the cause actually is, just that they needed to hoax people into low-skill, high-paying jobs, because nobody would have agreed otherwise. But with everything we've just experienced, the notes detailing the Butcher's fascination, test subjects going missing one by one, the screams being human, nothing to do with animals, the sacrifice. I believe that this demon needs to stay fed and has a handful of effective ways to order others into providing it the food. It may be contained in the basement, but it has a way of speaking to people. Not with a voice, not with a cue, but with something that acts sort of as a chemical parasite, seeping into your brain and body despite never making contact with it in the first place. It will give you gifts, making your time as its slave easier. This is why the Butcher is the way he is now. Strong, durable, relentless, but also borderline brain-dead and psychotic. Incapable of emotionally regulating himself and unable to question what he's actually doing. Too far caught up in his delusion. It doesn't help that he lives in a place which leaks a cancerous radiation. In his mind, he doesn't kill people. In his mind, he's seeking out its truth. Disconnected from his actions, like a junkie screwing everyone else over to get more money for his fix. So why torture people if it just needs to be fed? How does that bring him closer to its truth? He keeps some people in cages outside, some inside. Some of the bodies get fed to animals, while others are dragged to meet the demon. There are definitely some ideas based on his psychopathy and satisfaction with mutilating bodies, like a cannibal, and all of it is definitely true to a large extent. However, I think there's a single denominator which determines your fate if you were to come in contact with him. How bad do you think you'd want to survive? Like, actually, if you were in this situation where harm is in your way, how risky are you willing to be? It's easy to think that you'd rise to the occasion when you're completely emotionally disconnected from the potential consequences of a situation, coming up with logical thought patterns such as, you might as well die trying, you have to stand up for yourself. But in an actual situation, will you actually fight back when fear is pasted in your mind, such as, if I fight back, he might hurt me more? What if he'll hunt me down in the future? Me and my family will never be safe again, whilst having to bear the full brunt of all physical and mental consequences that might or might not happen, while your mind is scrambling through all the worst case scenarios. Adrenaline's funny. To describe it vaguely and slightly inaccurately, it pretty much enhances your fight or flight. But when a situation is too heavy, you'll most likely fawn or freeze. This in turn, however, makes it more difficult for the butcher to feed the creature. This demon only feeds on the ones desperate to live. It wants to feel all that fear, all that emotion, all that life still in you, desperate to survive no matter the consequence of failing. It doesn't take the empty ones. It doesn't enjoy the spineless ones, the ones that don't dare leave their cages despite having freedom unlocked for them. It wants the ones that will do everything they can to keep getting up and pave their way back to safety. Those are the ones that are able to feed its truth. And host its cause. Something about how it chemically or telepathically operates sent the entire CFE into meltdown. Maybe their cause was the lesser of two evils, keeping it happy now to kill it later. But I doubt it. The TVs dictate what they're meant to worship, the demon and the truth it can bring to this world. A world which they're all angry at, for one reason or another. They're a pack of intelligent people who hate the world. They worship this thing by capturing and torturing victims to feed some biological superweapon in a place deep underground, out of everyone's attention. That's it. That's why Mr. Gutstein joined. And he was probably the first one to be influenced by that demon. And he was the only one left before the place blew up. His normal self, a long-lost memory. It's not clear as to why everything went abandoned, but I don't think it is abandoned. Not fully, anyway. A rich, viciously ambitious establishment like this never just goes away. The survivors are out there somewhere, closely monitoring the new chosen one, and the demon it still feeds. But I know they'll be back soon. We need to be fed.